All right, so we got the new IRS RMD tables for 2021. This is fantastic, actually. And final regulation just came out. This document is scheduled to be published in the Federal Register 11/12/2020. All right, good. So effective date. The final regulations in the document apply to distribution calendar year beginning on or after January 1st, 2022. So I mean, this is good stuff. This is good stuff. This is the new RMD rules for 2022, it looks like, and going forward. The final regulations on this document to apply to distribution calendar years as defined as of January 1st, 2022. All right. So I want to show you regarding the requirement to take RMDs. These regulations also apply to IRAs and annuities described in 408. Okay, good. So what I want to do is I want to just show you go to page 25. This is actually huge, man. And here we go, the uniform lifetime table. The following table sets forth a distribution period that applies for lifetime distribution to an employee in situations in which the employee's surviving spouse is not the sole designated beneficiary. This is just basically what you're going to use for your RMD table. The table is also used if the employee's surviving spouse is the sole designated beneficiary but is not more than 10 years younger than the employee. Basically, this is the RMD. That's what you should use. It's the same number, 27.4. That's what it used to be. At 7.5, you divided your account balance by 27.4, and that's what your distribution amount. So if you had on December 30th, you had 100,000 in your IRA, and you were 70.5 by December 30th. That meant you had to take an RMD the following year, $100,000, divide that by 27.4 of 3,600 and roughly 50 bucks. All right, so it's basically the year in which you turned 7.5, you had to take an RMD of about 3.65%. Hope that makes sense. I just round up and say 3.7 to make sure your CYA. Same thing here, except now it's 2 years later, 18 months later. Exact same thing, the exact same number, 27.4, which is fantastic, man. So, I mean, it's the same thing. It's 3.7% roughly the first year, except it's now at 72 as opposed to 7.5. I think the previous table, because they had it, the Secure Act, yeah, it was a Secure Act or CARES Act. I think it was the Secure Act. They hadn't updated the RMD table. So here we still had 25.5 was a divisor when you hit 72, if that made sense. So there you said, okay, I got to take, in that case, $100,000. You got to divide that by 25.5. You got to take 3,900 out. All right, it's a couple $100 more. Not a big deal, but it is a big deal, especially as you get older. Because the older you get, the more the RMDs are. The more the RMDs are, the more taxable income you have. More taxable income you have, not only the more tax you have to pay, more potential for IRMA, more tax on Social Security, more taxes potentially on long-term capital gains and qualified dividends. The whole thing. And then, of course, you die and you're older, the more your surviving spouse has to pay too. So I'll put a link in the show notes. This is good stuff. It does look like it says it takes place in 2022, though. I was surprised by that. I thought it was 2021. So I haven't looked into this all that much. I just did a cursory look, but I mean, it said right there 2022. So I'm not sure so I don't know what's going to happen in 2021. But so if someone knows, I'm going by this for 2021 as well. Of course, to be perfectly honest, if you follow my YouTube channel, you should never really be paying much mind to RMD tables anyway. Simply because you should be taking. I mean, the goal would be to have the least amount of RMDs to your surviving spouse for sure, because we don't want you, the widow's tax trap. I mean, that's what it is, man. We don't want you leaving significant required minimum distributions to your spouse so that he or she gets killed with all the things I just talked about. Now, if you're single, yeah, you want to pay attention to RMDs, but man, at the end of the day, still take a little bit more out. Than you need just to see. Okay, just a CYA, so that way the IRS does say, "Ooh, Mr. Smith, you forgot, $50. You owe us a penalty." Yeah, you don't need that. So always take out more than less, just to make sure you're covered. But all right, we'll see you. Love to hear your thoughts. If anyone has comments or knowledge on this, more so and I'll put links to show notes. If you read through this and want to, comment on it, I'd love to hear it. All right, thanks.